Welcome, viewers, to the Broward County Bar Association's Meet Our Sponsors. In this inaugural episode, we will be speaking with Alan Danz of Danz Law PLLC. Welcome, Alan, and thank you for taking the time to log in and chat with us.
Hi, Braulio. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here with you.
Wonderful. So let's get this started.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about your practice. What area or areas of law do you focus on?
My firm is a boutique law firm that focuses primarily in the area of employment law. And in connection with that, we represent only employers and in some cases, highly compensated executives. So we deal with all kinds of cases in defending businesses, employers in the areas of discrimination, harassment, non-compete issues, issues related to the Fair Labor Standards Act and payment of minimum wage and overtime. So we really sort of cover the gamut of litigation matters before the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, administrative charges related to discrimination in the workplace. And we also focus our practice in day-to-day consulting with our employers, with our business people, trying to provide them the gold standard of staying out of trouble and doing right by their employees. Especially now, we're facing some challenging times with COVID-19. So it's been a challenging time to help employers navigate through this, particularly with initially the layoff of employees and now bringing employees back to work or having them continue to work remotely.
I can imagine you've been very busy.
Indeed, on those types of issues, yes, for sure.
Tell us a little bit about your background prior to law, education, other types of work, jobs.
Yeah, sure. So my career in law is actually a second career for me. I had actually gone through and gotten my master's and PhD in audiology and auditory and vestibular physiology, so the hearing and balance system, and had done that for a number of years here in South Florida and eventually sold the practice to a public company. And that's when I opted to go to law school. So having that background in business and not going straight from high school to college to law school, I think has given me a unique perspective in working with my clients who are also business people, and trying to be helpful in that regards and seeing things the way they see it and understanding the business the way they understand it.
Excellent, excellent. So tell us a little bit about notable or unique cases you have handled and what was the final result of those cases?
So, I have handled, I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing this for about 30 years. So um, every employment related case that I've handled over the years are pretty unique. And in spite of the fact that you think, well, a sexual harassment case is like any other sexual harassment case, I think most employment attorneys would tell you that is not the case, that every case is unique. Every case takes on a life of its own. The fact patterns are always different. So I don't know that there's one specific case that I would point to as being sort of a defining case, because each one is defining in and of itself. But I will tell you that every case is very interesting. I had a law school professor that would always tell us in first year of law school, a lawyer's job is never done. So no matter how much you know or how smart you think you are, every case is going to throw you curveballs. Every case is going to be different. And that's what makes it so challenging and interesting and fun to a large extent.
It is, keeps it interesting.
It
So
does.
tell us a little bit about any awards you've received and which ones are you most proud of?
So I've received Martindale-Hubbell's AV rating, which is the highest award you can get for ethical standards for attorneys. And there were others as well, Super Lawyers, Florida Trend, top 1.6% of your peers. But I would say the one that I'm most proud of is the Martindale-Hubbell AV rating, because I do take the ethical standards so seriously. They mean a lot to me. I try to make sure that every day I take those ethics in dealing with opposing counsel and others. And so I think that would be the award and the designation that I'm most proud of, Braulio.
Well, I know you are a super ethical person because we're friends and I know what kind of person you are.
Thank you. I do try, and it's mutual.
What sets your firm apart from other firms that practice in the same area?
Well, I guess relating back to what I said earlier, I think having, been in business for myself before, and, in my endeavors in the hearing healthcare industry, we had a very large chain of hearing healthcare offices throughout Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. And having that background in business and being able to draw on that every day, I often think of myself as a business person that just happens to have a law degree when I'm working with my clients. And I think that insight is helpful on a lot of different levels, including, resolving issues in the workplace, resolving cases in mediation. I think, my firm takes a very practical, business-oriented view towards trying to solve problems. And I think we've been able to do that in about 30 years worth of work.
And what community involvement, volunteering, or advocacy are you or your firm involved in?
So I've gotten involved in several, but I think the one that I take the most pride in is my involvement being on the Broward County Bar Association's board of directors. I think it's an opportunity to give back to the legal community and the community at large, to people who are in need of legal services, to being able to be, I hope, inclusive of all members of the Broward County Bar. And I know you've done an outstanding job in bringing in professionals and others from around the state, especially during this time of COVID-19. So I think being able to give back in terms of whatever input that I can provide from my years of experience, I think that's really my proudest achievement in terms of what I'm giving back to the community.
Well, we are grateful that you are part of the board of the Broward County Bar Association, and I know that you do take it seriously and give back to this community selflessly. I know that's the kind of person you are.
Thank you, Braulio.
What are you passionate about? Hobbies, whatever it may be, and does that influence you in any way in your practice?
So I'll answer that, in terms of hobbies. I won't get into some of the obvious ones like sports and things like that, which I am passionate about, but I'm going to just basically put it under the category of family. One of the reasons I left big firm life many years ago and started my own firm was to have a better strike of life balance and work balance, and was able to achieve that by working a schedule in which I can still share in my children growing up. And now that my children are grown up, and one of my my children who is now a practicing member of the legal community here in Broward County, who has a son, which is my first grandson, and his birthday is today, ironically. So if there's anything I'm passionate about now, it's spending time, notwithstanding COVID, spending time with my grandson Asher. That is a remarkable life experience. I recommend it to everybody.
Asher is a beautiful boy, and you are blessed.
Thank you, and I do feel blessed 100%.
Is there anything else you'd like to let our audience know about you or your law firm?
Just in closing, I would like to think that, we are not your typical employment boutique firm, that because we're small by design, we're able to be exceedingly responsive to all of our clients' needs. Nobody waits, hours, days, or weeks to get return phone calls or, progress updates on their cases. So I think, being able to manage the firm and not have to have multiple associates touch a file, and that I'm able to, be the point person on all cases. I mean, I think that's really, really important. I think, my clients appreciate that. And because I come from a big firm background, I like to think we're able to provide big firm skill sets at a boutique competitive fee schedule.
I hear you, my friend. I hear you, my friend. Thank you for taking time today. I know you're super busy because it's Asher's birthday. Uh, but I thank you for spending some time and chatting with me today.
Well, thank you, Braulio. Again, appreciate the invite. It's a pleasure to be here, and anything I can do for the bar is always my pleasure.
Wonderful. And I want to thank our audience for joining us. And you can learn more about Alan's firm. You want to give your website?
Yeah, it's danzlaw.net, danzlaw.net. So pretty simple.
Great. So learn more about Alan there. And I hope you will join us for future upcoming programs, and we will educate you more on some of our other fine sponsors. Thank you all and have a wonderful day.